We just finished respecking to our end game build. I just changed it up. We just hit our maps yesterday. This is going to be the first tier 7 that we're going to attempt. We're going to give it a shot and see how this new build goes. I'm still working on getting some gear together. We're only 72 right now. So this should be, hoping, relatively easy. See how the build goes, but got some tweaks to make, but this has definitely been a huge change from the leveling build that we were running before. We went pretty heavy into energy shield now. When I hit level, I think 65, 70, only had 200 energy shield. So we made some tweaks, changed the build up a lot. I completely re-gutted the skills. So I'll be having a build guide come out for that soon too. But I wanted to get into some maps a little bit and kind of share what it looks like. We're running our Malice buff. It's the little red circle around us. It's increasing our minions' damage by quite a bit. Went into a little bit more mana regeneration, and I'm noticing a huge difference. There's been a ton of tweaking, so the build guides that I have, they're going to constantly keep on getting updated. I'll try and keep the planners up to date as much as possible, and new videos and stuff for everybody to explain the changes. But it's been a huge difference going from the leveling build to the endgame build. When I first got the maps, I started running basically with the leveling build that I had, and it was definitely a little bit of a struggle. Early maps was okay, but if I wanted to start pushing it all, there was no way to do it. So getting through and changing up the build was a huge boost. And we'll cover that in a build guide completely, but we're running Detonate Corpse, Malice, running our minion spikes right here. So this minion up here, we put this minion up onto its spike, like that, and that boosts all of the minion damage and attack speed around us. We're also running Grim Feast, which is why my energy shield now is stacking up higher than normal. So I've gone over my cap. So you keep your minions up on a pike. Kind of brutal, but they don't mind. And then I'm running Flammability for some extra fire damage because we're running Arsonists, and Arsonists are in fire. Really, because of the way that Flammability works, I normally just use it for bosses. If you wanted to, I'm working on some mana regen right now issues. So if I get that issues fixed, then I don't think it'll be too much of a problem, because it costs a lot of mana. So if you see that mana drop down, that's from Flammability. But I've changed a couple passive points already and seeing pretty big differences. So we'll find out what is going to be the best option to run. This is tier 7 maps here. So far, doesn't seem like it's too bad. I haven't gotten to any elites yet or put myself in any bad spots. But I think that's been like my biggest downside, is putting myself into really bad spots instead of like knowing that I don't need to be rushing into things. With the Malice buff, you want to stay relatively close to monsters because it puts a debuff on the monsters that enhances your damage from your minions, but I don't need to be there. I have to remind myself that constantly. Also for this build, anywhere that you can trap nice narrow corridors, when I ran the tower, you can just keep monsters in front of you, and the arsonists just drop all of these bombs, and there's fire going off. You have all of your raging spirits, those corridors, and then you have all of the detonate corpse going off. And all of the monsters are all trapped in this little tiny corridor. And things die way, way faster. Just gotta remember to watch for things that kind of fly at you. Not just get caught standing there and watching things explode like I do sometimes. This is my first iteration of it. I normally, in games, have never used any trading, but I did decide for this game a little bit to use trading. I think total I have spent about 6 Exalted Orbs. And it was mostly just focused around getting my energy shield up. So I haven't bought anything crazy. So it's all very, very doable. The Exalted Orbs drop like crazy, so it's pretty easy to find. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice today. So if you are looking to use the trade site, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It seemed a little daunting, you know, the whole trading prospect, because it's just something that I've never really done in any games, but it was much easier than I expected it to be. So the website is actually really, really great. I'll have a link to the website in the description of the video here, and you search for what you want. I slowly added more and more affixes to whatever I searched for, just to see if I could find what I wanted for the price that I wanted. And then from there, you can just click a button. It messages them in-game automatically for you. You don't even need to message anybody. It does it for you. They basically just invite you to the party. And then you go ahead and you give them the item you want. You have to mouse over the item while you're trading. It's basically just to make sure that somebody's not giving you the wrong item and you've confirmed it. And so I do recommend it. In most cases, I have just avoided trading as a whole, but this was actually a very easy experience for me, so it helped a lot with getting my energy shield up. Just yesterday, my energy shield was at 200, so a couple changes to gear really makes a huge difference. And then having all of that energy shield. Stoic Scepter. Man. See, what I was looking for is an Omen Scepter. But that's okay. That's okay. Omen Scepters give you Malice. Malice is what's doing all of this extra damage for the minions. One thing I do highly recommend is getting 30 to 35% movement speed on your boots. If you're a witch and you're running this build, this is definitely something that you want to do, because it makes dodging in between things during your casts, so like you cast and then you move very quickly after, a lot faster than running 0. And I've noticed that I actually avoid a lot of damage that I would have normally been taking because I'm moving side to side. So that movement speed was a game changer. Up to this point, I've kind of been on the fence. I actually have been about how I felt about the game. Once I redid my endgame build, I got this running and we got into maps. This is what I love to do. I could run the same sort of map setup over and over and over again. But having to like level through the campaign is a little brutal for me. That's just not my style of gameplay. But these maps have actually been pretty enjoyable. Some of them are big, and it would be fun to just like move through objective and objective to get them done, but that's just a minor thing. So I'm actually been enjoying this a lot more. the trading definitely helps. I think it would probably be a little bit harder, and maybe the next character that I do, I'm probably going to try without trading anything, because I do like to feel what it's like to go through the grind. But boy, did it help. So I highly suggest doing it. Where am I supposed to be going? Up here? No, it's probably back down over here. I'm already here, though. Let's just explore it so I don't miss it. This is what I mean by the maps being very big. Oh, look at that. Glad I went. So, with things like this, you can just stay right on the edge. The monsters are all funneled into this tiny little corridor, and all of those explosions are the, your detonate dead. So once one of them dies, you just pop it, and you just keep on casting it, and then everything just dies right in there. With some of the abilities that we have, we're running it where it casts twice. So you don't even need to cast it more than once sometimes, and then everything dies. And this is also fun sometimes. Sometimes your minions can make it through these little tiny corridors here. You can kill things from the other side of the walls. But minion builds are definitely a little less involved, I think, than being right up in the middle of it. Normally in most games I actually play melee classes, so I have a warrior that's already started. I'll probably finish that next. Now that I know a little bit more about the game, it'll probably be a little bit easier to build a tree that works. So that was something I was learning. With Grim Feast, if you notice, like I'm basically doubled my energy shield. And you can do that very easily with this because your minions are out in front, they're taking all the damage for you. And you can just stay relatively close, but not like in danger. And these little white things are gonna drop from killing monsters. And I'll show you what they look like once one of them drops. But it's these right here. So these white things, you just run over them and they overfill your energy shield. If you're running into like a tough group of monsters, or you know that you're going to be fighting a boss or an elite, you can kill a whole bunch of these monsters without using your detonate dead. You're going to kill a whole bunch of these guys here, let your minions do it. And then, if you know the elite's here, you just pull the elite back into all of the corpses, and you blow them up. So, I've used it a couple times. When I had one early map I got into, I pulled 3 elites by accident, and one of them was healing all of the elites back to full. So I had to grab another couple groups of monsters and then use the detonate to just blow them all up because it was the only way I could kill them. So I had to get a little creative. But for anybody that isn't in maps yet and is watching this, you have to kill enough elites and then enough monsters. If you kill enough monsters, the elites will pop up on your map. So this way you know exactly where to go. The map won't be complete until you kill all of the monsters. Or until you kill all the elites. We're gonna go back, actually. Looks like this is gonna wrap around. Oh, no, maybe not. Dead end. Nice old dead end. Gotta love those dead ends. So as we get into this build and as we level up and figure more and more out, these will definitely get a little bit faster. I've been talking as I've been going, so there are people that are running maps very, very quickly, especially depending on what build you're running. Some of the builds are very, very fast. So the speed will pick up. Oh, it is all the way back there. So we're going to go all the way back. Some of the maps are very, very quick. The hideout ones are very, very fast. That's definitely my speed. You hop in, kill 3 elites, and then we hop into the next one. it looks like I can probably get just a little bit more movement speed on the boots. I have a node that I just took inside the passive tree that gave me a little bit of movement speed. The more that the defenses go up with the energy shield, the easier it's going to be. So we're working on just getting gear. This is a great way to start that process. As you level up your Atlas tree, it looks like you'll be able to increase the drops that you're getting, increase your waystones, better waystones, better gear, probably harder maps. But this is my first time doing it, so we're getting there. But this is what it looks like. We've killed enough monsters. There's one elite left, so this whole map, if I had come down to the bottom here and I'd killed that elite, I would have completed the map. Now, if you are a completionist and you want to complete it, you're actually going to get great XP, as I just leveled up. So that is an option too. But when we're doing these monsters here, like boss fight, I have my minion on a spike, a bunch of monsters around. We're just going to drop flammable under, and then we're just going to detonate a bunch of corpses. Oops, I need some mana. And that is the map complete. And you can see that over here on the corner. Tells you how many more monsters are left inside of this whole entire place here. So if you really did want to go and kill them, you could. But that is the run. That was a tier 7 maps. Nice and easy. So this is going to be my starter build right here going in. I'll have the build guide posted as soon as I get the build guide done and the planner completely updated, which I'll have the planner in the description of this video. It may not be 100% complete because I'm still working on updating it, but it'll be there. So you can check out the build if you want. Look for the build guide. Once I get it finished, I'll have the link to that inside of the planner and inside of the description of this video here. So that is going to be coming up soon. But this is the witch build. This is what we're running here. This is the arsonist build, and we're going to be running infernalist. Once we complete the trials for the third time, which I'm looking for a token to go do it, we're going to have even more arsonists. So this build is just going to go up to even higher levels once you get through and you complete your second tier of, or your third tier of the trials. So this is it. Hope you like it. I'm live every single night, 7 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. Stop by, say hi, theory craft with me because I'm learning and I would love to learn with everybody here. Catch you on the clip side.